The new poll we have on our website. Will the tax cut compromise be good or bad for Democrats and Obama in 2012? DavidPakman.com. You can vote. We'll have results on next Thursday. We will have results. Emails I got, and you can email us through our website, DavidPakman.com. A chimpanzee holding a boom microphone would give your show a more professional feel. Very funny, very clever. Not completely incorrect. We may look into that.
Hey, yeah, not out of the question.
I would just be worried that I would...
we don't want FEMA breathing down our necks.
And the chimps can get violent, as we know. Another email, I just came upon the David Pakman Show yesterday. He and Lewis are my new heroes, and Lewis is totally hot. This email coming from a guy. So Lewis building a stronghold of gay admirers.
Okay.
You'll take compliments from anybody.
Of course.
Absolutely. On the Noah's Ark replica being built, to be honest, people would pay to see this. Christians love the idea of religious history. We see lots of tourists in castles and churches bringing in the money. If it makes a profit, eventually nobody should mind. But if it doesn't, somebody has to be arrested for misuse of public funds. A little bit hypocritical. If the public funds are being misused, the arrest should happen or whatever should happen regardless of how much money it brings in. Hey, Kentucky, build a replica of God next. You have the specs, right? I don't think they're going to go that far. Well, there is no reason to do this because the Noah story is a myth. I mean, come on, 2 of every animal. There are how many species on the planet today? An estimated 3 to 30 million species. This is obviously an example of how, when the uber wealthy get their tax cut, how they're going to create jobs. And lastly, since this is being co-paid with tax dollars, can non-Christians work at the park? I assume they can, right?
I hope so.
On the North Korea malnutrition leading to very short North Koreans, people don't want to give food aid to the North because it invariably ends up being funneled off to the military and away from those who truly need it. We know that, absolutely. No question about it. That's why they're in this situation. Kim Jong-il just doesn't want anyone to be taller than he is. That's why they're doing this. A very good point. And lastly, just curious, does radioactivity stunt growth? I get it. Because North Korea has 5 or 6 of these nuclear weapons, maybe that's actually the reason why North Koreans are shorter than South Koreans now, not because of malnutrition. And that's going to be about it on the bonus show today. More on the Dick Cheney indictment in Nigeria. Will anything come of it? There's also a retailer that you have heard of who is ending extra pay on Sundays. We'll tell you what they're not telling us, and plenty of news in the world of private space travel. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
The David Pakman Show is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building strong communities one account at a time, with offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.